Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you 3 ways to boost your immune system. As always, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course give this video a big thumbs up if you did like it, and let's get right into it. Alright, so the first tip that I want to share with you when it comes to boosting your immune system is adding garlic, ginger, and all the spices into your everyday meals and just diet in general. Now, this is something that I never really thought of. As you all might have picked up on at this point, I eat a predominantly Indian diet. And in our foods, we do have a lot of garlic, we do have a lot of ginger, and we do use so many different spices. And I always used to kind of think about this when I was younger as a kid. A lot of times, different kids would call in sick in school, and they just wouldn't show up for school because, they weren't feeling good. They had a stomach ache, they had a fever, whatever the case may be. And I remember as a young kid always, thinking like, why do I not get sick? And I know that sounds like so crazy, but in general, I really never got sick. I was that, Indian girl in school that had like perfect attendance. I never missed class. I never missed school. And then flash forward to present day, pretty similar. I mean, in the past, I would say 3-ish years, I've only gotten sick once, and I'm pretty sure it was actually COVID. I got sick early this year in January, where I completely I had a fever, I was sweating buckets, it was crazy, and it only lasted 24 hours, which I thought was really weird. But obviously then, when March came around and we started hearing about COVID, I'm like, that's probably what it was. But anyway, back to the actual tips. So the reason that you should be adding these foods into your diet is because all of them have microbial properties and antibacterial properties and immune boosting properties, and just all of these amazing things that you're not only going to get from, fruits and vegetables. Obviously those are key, and that's what keeps us full. Obviously you can't have garlic and ginger for your meals, but adding ginger into your subsies, your dishes, your, whatever you're cooking, to me adds a lot of flavor. Same thing with garlic. Adding these things into your actual meals will, one, taste really, really good, and your gut health and your overall mood, and just, you're literally healthier because your immune system is being fed all of the things that it needs to actually fight off all of the bad guys. All right, the second tip that I'm going to share with you today is eating fermented foods. Now, fermented foods obviously have a lot of good bacteria, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't think about. And when we think of bacteria, we think of the bad guys and the guys that are going to enter our system, and all of our white blood cells are going to go to war with them and fight them off. But that's not completely true. There is good bacteria that actually helps us fight off the bad bacteria. So that's why you'll see in a lot of cultures, there's always fermented foods. In Middle Eastern culture, they have, I believe it's pronounced Turikish or something. I'll put the word here. Obviously in Indian culture, mine specifically, we have achar, which is just pickled anything. So my current favorite has been pickled mangoes. Obviously we have kimchi, we have sauerkraut. There's just so many different examples of things that have been pickled, and pickles are a good example as well. So adding these foods into your diet, and of course making sure that there's no processed or food coloring in it. So I would stay clear of dill pickles that you get from your local grocery store. A lot of times they have just yellow food dye, and it's just not necessarily going to be that great for you. A lot of people wonder, what do you really have fermented foods with? Well, I'll take achar for example. When you eat achar, you're typically going to eat it on the side of your meal. You don't just take a bowl of achar and start eating that. I can't even imagine what that would do to you, but you're supposed to eat it with your food. And the idea is that it actually aids in digestion. It definitely helps your gut health. So this might be TMI, but if you're someone who notices that you're a little more gassy, or you don't really have a scheduled time to go to the bathroom, hopefully this can help you actually, digest your food better. You won't feel as gassy, and maybe your bowel movement routine might get a little more solidified. All right, the third and probably one of the most underrated and overlooked tips is lessen the stress in your life. So there's just so many things that I can say about this, and I'll probably have to make a separate video just on this one itself. But we don't really think of stress as something that inhibits our immunity, and that's just simply not true, right? If you think about it, when you are stressed or when you're in a fight or flight mode, your body is releasing different hormones, right? Our body creates several different hormones, and there's specific stress hormones that get released when your body is undergoing a lot of, mental stress or physical stress, whatever the case may be. Now, there's two that I really want to focus on. The first one is adrenaline. So, you guys might have heard of this one, and, pretty straightforward. It's kind of when your body signals to your brain that you're in a mode where your body's just trying to get to safety or figure itself out. So what happens? You have increased blood pressure, your heart rate goes up, and this definitely affects every single thing happening in your body. And that's not normal behavior. That's not something that, you should be going through every single day. Obviously, if you are in a situation where you do have to run or you do have to be on your feet, this is something that should kick in. But if this is something that's happening every single day, it's not really that good for you. Now, the second one that I want to talk about is cortisol. Now, cortisol is, one of the main hormones that our body releases when we are under stress. And kind of think of this one as the hormone that when it gets released, it's basically telling your body to only focus on like the main essential functions, like your heart, your lungs. It's basically going to compromise your reproductive system, your immune system, your digestive system, because in the moment, those things aren't relevant. Now, again, if you're stressed out every single day and you are continuously producing cortisol, then just imagine your immune system is literally not getting attention because all of that energy is focused on other parts of your body. People just don't really associate how much your mental health affects your physical health. Out of the three that I shared today, this is the one that I would really, really encourage you guys to spend a lot of time kind of figuring out if you are stressed, and if you are, then like what are ways that you can kind of take that away, whether that's through meditation, yoga, exercise, sleep, talking to a friend, maybe taking a mini road trip or day trip somewhere just to, change the scene. Whatever the case is, we need to make sure that our bodies are capable of defending itself when need be, and stress is a huge inhibitant to do that. All right, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.